All right, let's talk about something every accountant knows all too well. That feeling when the calendar flips, those deadlines start looming, and tax season just descends. Today, we're going to dig into a really powerful strategy for not just getting through it, but actually coming out on top. So let's just get right to it. Is tax season burning out your team? Because as that work piles up, even your absolute best people can feel the strain. It's the same old cycle, year after year. Long hours, crazy high stress, and you just feel like you're spinning your wheels. The real question is, how do you finally break that cycle? First, let's paint a picture, one you probably know inside and out. We're calling it the tax season pressure cooker. And honestly, is there a better name for it? The heat is on and the pressure is just building and building. And that pressure, it creates this massive domino effect. You know how it goes. It starts with your staff being totally overloaded, trying to juggle a million returns at once. Then all that time-sucking data entry feels even more painful. That, of course, leads to huge bottlenecks in your review process, which then means you're late getting back to clients. And the final piece? Stress shoots through the roof, and the chances of making a costly mistake go right up with it. Sound familiar? I thought so. So, what do we usually do? We throw more hours at the problem, or maybe we bring in some temp help. But let's be real, these are just band-aids. They don't actually fix the broken workflow underneath it all. And more often than not, they just end up burning out your best people even faster. There has to be a better way. And guess what? There is. This brings us to a much smarter, way more sustainable solution, the offshore approach. Now hold on. This isn't just about shipping work overseas. It's about strategically redesigning your entire process for peak efficiency. The key here is to understand what offshore support really is. It's a model that's perfectly designed to take all those structured, repeatable, but super time-consuming tasks off your plate. You're not replacing your team, you're supercharging them. You're freeing up their time and their brainpower to focus on the stuff that really matters, like high-level advising and actually talking to your clients. And this model is perfect for certain kinds of work. I mean, just think about the countless hours spent on data entry, organizing schedules, and reconciling accounts. These tasks are absolutely critical, but they're process-driven. An offshore team can become experts at handling them with speed and consistency, building a rock-solid foundation for a way smoother tax season. So how does this all work in the real world? Well, that brings us to the hybrid team model. This is where you see the true genius of this approach. You create really clear roles for your team here and your team over there, so they work together seamlessly. This chart makes it super clear how the roles are split. Your onshore team, your experts, they focus on the big picture, the final review, the really complex tax advice, and talking directly with clients. Meanwhile, your offshore team becomes the engine, just powering through all that prep work. The data entry, drafting the returns, the reconciliations. It's like two gears working perfectly together, getting rid of those bottlenecks and creating a smooth, efficient workflow. And this is where it gets really, really cool. You can actually use time zones as your secret weapon. Picture this. Your team in the US finishes their day and assigns a return. While they're asleep, the offshore team on the other side of the world gets to work and prepares it. So when your team logs on the next morning, boom, a fully prepared return is sitting there, just waiting for their high-level review. It's literally like adding a whole extra shift without anyone working a minute of overtime. Okay, I know the question that just popped into everyone's head. It's the most common and, frankly, the most important one whenever you're talking about sensitive financial info. What about security? And the answer is a very confident yes. Look, any offshore partner worth their salt makes security their #1 priority. They have to. They operate with incredibly strict data security protocols to make sure everything is confidential and compliant. It's the absolute foundation of their business. All right, now that we've got the big security question out of the way, let's get to the good stuff, the payoff. What are the actual tangible benefits of doing this? Not just for your firm, but for your clients too. And we're not talking about some far-off, maybe one-day benefit. The results are fast. As one source puts it, CPA firms that do this often report immediate benefits, even right in the middle of the tax season chaos. For your firm, the improvements are just profound. That overnight workflow we talked about, it makes your turnaround times way, way faster. By taking all that repetitive work off your team's shoulders, staff stress just plummets. And you know what's interesting? With specialized teams focused just on preparation, accuracy often goes up. It's a win-win-win. So what does your team get to do with all this time they get back? Well, they're not buried in paperwork anymore, that's for sure. Instead, they can finally put their expertise where it really counts, providing high-value advice, building stronger client relationships, thinking about strategic growth, and doing that all-important final quality check. And of course, a happy, efficient team means happy clients. They get their returns done on time, with fewer mistakes and annoying follow-up questions. All the documents are clean and consistent. And the best part? They get more quality time to actually talk strategy with you, their trusted CPA. So let's bring this all together. When you implement a model like this, you completely change what tax season means for your firm. It stops being this massive bottleneck that just chokes your business, and instead becomes an actual engine for growth. I mean, just look at this transformation. It's a night and day difference. You go from having an overworked, stressed out staff to a focused, strategic team. You go from constant bottlenecks to predictable, smooth workflows. From having a fixed, limited capacity to having scalable operations. You're shifting from just reacting to problems to proactively advising your clients. That's the real goal here, right? It's a total mindset shift. It's about taking tax season, this thing we all dread, and turning it from a bottleneck into a real opportunity for growth, a time to show off how efficient you are and set the tone for the entire year. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Just take a second and really think about it. If you could take away the stress, the overtime, and all the bottlenecks, what new heights could your firm reach? What new clients could you go after? The possibilities are pretty exciting to think about.